This is Henos Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Errol the True Spence going what? Bulldoze Shawn Constipated Porter part what? 67. Hear me and hear me well. Listen, folks. I don't know what Andre Ward is talking about. And I'm one of the biggest Andre Ward fans. I like Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? But Andre Ward has become a company man. Let me say that again. Shout outs to Wood Stay Real TV because he mentioned that in his video. So whenever a term is mentioned, you know what I'm saying, I see it from somebody else, I got to give them credit. So shout outs to Wood Stay Real TV because he said that. Andre Ward is a company man for real, because how you going to sit here and validate Shawn Constipated Porter and say that the fight is 60-40? I'm friends with both. Obviously, you're telling bias here because you're saying you're friends with Errol the True Spence, but you're also saying you're friends with Shawn Constipated Porter. So clearly, it's altering your mind. Clearly, it's altering your decision factor. But like Tupac said, you and I know what time it is. You and I know the truth. Let me say it again. Like Tupac said, you and I know what time it is. You and I know the truth. Come on, Andre Ward. Just keep it a buck here, man. Everybody knows Errol the True Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford are leagues and shoulders above the welterweight division. Let me say it again. Errol the True Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford are leagues and shoulders above the welterweight division. They are the first tier welterweights. Shawn Constipated Porter is a dirty, nasty fighter. He's very flawed. He's a second tier welterweight that's constipated in style. He has poop hanging halfway out of his ass. Let me say it again. He has poop hanging halfway out of his ass. And this dude right here that has a poop hanging halfway out of his ass, constipated style of boxing, which we don't even call that boxing, and we don't even dare call it backyard brawling because backyard brawling is too nice for it. We call it a guy that's filled with elbows, low blows, and basically headbutts. That's what he knows at his truest and most properest levels. And this guy supposedly has the dog that says, "I'm a good chew." Come on, man. This is the dude. Anytime a dude sit here and give you some fucking tendency of, "I'ma cut you," what kind of nonsense is that, man? I mean, come on, man. When have you ever seen a fighter blatantly out of his mouth say, "I'ma cut you"? No, they say that I'm gonna beat you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna knock the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Or they say that I'm gonna knock your head off. You know what I'm saying? Or they say that I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna flatline you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna bulldoze you. That's what they tell you. Or I'm gonna punish you. Like Errol the True Spence told Shawn Constipated Porter. But they don't say, "I'm gonna cut you." Who says that nonsense, man? Andre Ward, you know deep down that Errol the True Spence is way better than Shawn Constipated Porter. But for some reason, you want to give the PC answer. Because you're not giving the real answer here. And then you had the nerve to say Terrence Bud Crawford by resume. What resume does he have? Gamboa is the best fight on his resume. And Gamboa was starting to get over the hill at that point. Come on, Andre Ward. You got to keep it a buck here, man. This guy fought Victor Postel. Who is that? Put Errol the True Spence in the ring with a Gamboa. Put him in the ring with a Victor Postel. Put him in the ring with an Ndongo. What do you think Errol the True Spence is going to do to any one of these guys? And that's a 50-50 fight? See, and this is the thing with fighters. Even fighters are ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. That's right. Andre Ward is my dude, but I'm calling him out on this bullshit. Fighters, and I've said this before, can be ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. How is a fight 50-50? That don't make no sense to me. How are you giving percentages? I don't do this percentage bullshit. And if I ever did it before, I even have to check myself. Because here's the thing. There is no such thing as percentages in fighting. There's a winner or a loser. Let me say it again. There is no such thing as percentages in fighting. You either have a winner or you have a loser. You can't say 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 65-35, 75-25, 80-20, 90-10. It's 100-0. You have to pick a winner or loser. Because let me tell you something. When people do percentages, it's their way to save themselves. Because they can at least say, "Well, I said 35% this guy's going to win." Oof. What I said was so deep and profound. The real G's, the super real G's, and the ultimate real G's out here in these boxing streets caught what I said. Let me rewind that so it can marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. When you say percentages, you're trying to hedge your bet. You're trying to save yourself. It's either there's a winner or there's a loser. That's why people like He Knows His Sport. Because I do what? I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. And I apply what? Unlimited pressure. You see the foot? On the damn next. Because pressure does what? It busts pipes, folks. This is nonsensical, man. This is hilarious. This is comical. You have to have a winner. You have to have a loser. This is why people fucks with He Knows His Sport, because I'm consistent and I'm authentic as fuck. And I basically, I make a decision, right? I hedge on a decision, right? I don't sit there and put no percentage behind it. And then I double down with it with confidence and fortitude. Errol the True Spence is going to bulldoze Shawn Constipated Porter. I have it 100-0. There can't be a percentage. Because when you do this percentage nonsense, you're basically trying to save yourself on the back end. Let me say that again. When you do this percentage nonsense, you're trying to save yourself on the back end. It's rubbish, folks. It's nonsensical. It's comedy. That's not boxing. Because when you go out there and you hedge your bet with Las Vegas, do you say percentage? No. You pick, you know what I'm saying, the bet based on the margin, right? But you have to pick somebody. You're not going to sit here and say, 90%, 60%, 70%. You have to be accurate, man. So why are you sitting here doing this inaccurate bullshit that don't even make sense? 65-35, 70-30, 75-25. Anybody that does that, man, they have to get checked on this. You have to pick a winner or you have to pick a loser. That's what separates the men from the boys. Let me say it again. You have to pick a winner or you have to pick a loser. This is why it has to be 100-0. Because if you don't pick somebody, that means you're a person that don't stand on nothing. Oof. What I said was so deep and profound. This one needs to marinate the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum again. Hear me and hear me well. If you don't pick a winner, that means you don't stand for nothing. Because you have to stand for something. This is why every fight is 100-0. I have to have a definitive pick. I don't believe in this 50-50 nonsense. And for those who are part of the He Knows His Sport movement, the He Knows His Sport lifestyle, and the He Knows His Sport family, you're going to start thinking like this too. Because it makes the most commonest sense. And it's stating the most obvious. And you know what it does? It makes you men and women of purpose. Because I have men and women that are watching me and that are getting inspired by He Knows His Sport each and every day. Well, here's something else to be inspired on. Be men and women that are confident and assured of yourself. Let me say it again. Be men and women that are confident and assured of yourself. And the assurance you have in yourself is picking somebody and sticking with it with confidence and fortitude and doubling down on that. Not giving those 65-35, 75-25, 55-45, 50-50. No, it's 100-0. Who are you picking? Because when you do that, it puts you in a position of strength, whether you win or lose. Let me say that again. It puts you in a position of strength, whether you win or lose, because people will always know where you stand. See, that's not just boxing. That's life right there. I'm giving you a life lesson here. Because when you pick something and you stand for something, it lets people know where you stand, and you always have a position of strength, whether you win or you lose, and people will always respect you for that. I just dropped some jewels right there. That's some three-dimensional thinking ability right there. And those that are hearing me well will catch that. So Andre Ward, I emphatically disagree with you. Errol the True Spence is 100. Shawn Constipated Porter is 0. And when September 28 comes, Errol the True Spence going what? Bulldoze Shawn Constipated Porter. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.